There are two things that I adhere to, our values kind of in our profession. Number one, I do not prescribe, advise, or suggest that there's a right way and a wrong way. My job as a coach is to help you see the reality that you are living in so that you can choose, is this better or worse? Do I want more or less? So it is never my job to tell someone what is or is not right for them. The second thing that as a coach I adhere to is that all clients are perfectly capable of figuring out for themselves what is best for themselves. They are capable of knowing what is working and is not working, and they are capable of changing in response to what is working and what is not working, which those two tenets are very different than what a doctor is adhering to. And that is why having a doctor and a coach can be so valuable. And I am not right. The doctor is not right. There's just two different ways to look at things. And I propose that as a coach, my specialty, my expertise is behavior change. My goal is to help someone decide what their goal is and then take the steps and actions that will get them there by clearing the obstacles that are preventing them from taking those actions, if that makes sense. Whereas a doctor, doesn't have time to be a coach. A doctor is looking at data. This is good. This is bad. You need more of this, less of this. They're looking at lab values. I am much more in the mind space, whereas a doctor is much more in the body space. But both are extremely important to make good and informed decisions. Okay. So I want to be clear that when I told my client, I coached her to stop seeing her nightly habit of drinking wine as a problem. I did so because the mindset that sees something as a problem cannot solve that problem. She's asking the wrong question. And so, in the fact that she's thinking that drinking wine every night is a problem means that there's conflicting beliefs. My job as a coach is to bring those beliefs up into consciousness and show her that all of her beliefs are optional. Like breaking news, you get to believe whatever the hell you want. You can believe that the earth is flat. It doesn't make it flat. You can believe that lizard people rule the world. It doesn't make it true. All beliefs, I want to be clear on this, all beliefs are words in your head. We use language to communicate ideas, and a belief is an idea that you just no longer question because at some point you accepted it as true and it now creates your worldview. So the first thing I do as a coach is try to neutralize the emotional charge of any belief. Drinking wine is a problem. I want to drink. I don't want to drink. Like, that very phrase, I want to drink, is a belief. These are words in your head. Words are just symbols, kind of like the words on a menu are not actually the food, the experience of the food that you eat. Or a painting of the sunset is not the experience of the sunset, it's a representation. The belief, I want to drink, has evolved over time from experiences in the past where you're trying to remember what you like and what you don't like. The brain is constantly habituating your habits, and more importantly, and underneath the surface, your thinking habits. At some point in her life, had someone given her a different medication or a different tool or a different behavior or experience, she would have a different belief about what she wants to do every single evening. So the belief that I want to drink every night isn't even true. And I know that as a coach. And the objective reality, as far as is drinking every night healthy or not healthy, first of all, that's always changing. I mean, 20 years ago, we thought, red wine, it has resveratrol in it, and moderate drinking is actually good for heart health. So, like, the actual truth of everybody's experience, we've never really relied on that. It's always science and data that we're trying to get to trump your experience, as though you're not perfectly capable of knowing what feels good and what doesn't feel good, what optimizes your health and what doesn't. It's kind of like smoking. Like, it still drives me crazy just thinking about doctors sitting around smoking in committee meetings, wondering what the big cause of lung cancer is. I mean, I loved a good cig and smoked on and off for years. I mean, never technically on the forms. I was more of a social smoker, and also thought that I had created a loophole for myself that said, if I don't buy the cigarettes, then I can't get lung cancer from said cigarettes. So it's fine if I'm smoking cigs and somebody else bought them. Like, whatever. We're all crazy. We're all making up our own rules. But never once did I light up a cig and think, this is really fucking healthy. This is the fountain of youth right here. I mean, first time I smoked, I puked all over the place, but don't worry, I smoked through it. It was fine. And then after that, you can feel the burn and the dry skin and the yellow teeth and the stink. Like, there is no physical sensation of a cigarette, as enjoyable and as fun as I found them for a long time, that ever said, this is actually a healthy thing and I should do more of this so that I can live longer. Like, that was never a thing. Okay. So the science is doing its best to tell us what is good and bad and how to optimize our health. But the science is always changing. Let's just be honest. Okay. And as a coach, with the client's interest as my pure goal, like, what is in your best interest? Some people want to live a life where they live hard and die young. Like, that's what they want. And then you have other health freaks who are, stressed out and orthorexic germaphobes, who are not living in connection, not living in joy. They are living in fear that something's going to happen and trying to control for their behavior. Like, that's not healthy either.